Warning, this video contains very offensive language. Viewer discretion is advised. This video is for entertainment purposes only.
Happy Monday, everyone. I trust you had an absolutely fantastic winter field day. I know I did, even though I'm recording this over a week in advance. But today I thought we would do something fun. Usually on Mondays, I invite people to email me at K8MRD@iCloud.com with your ham radio related questions. But given that I was at field day, I didn't have time to answer questions. So I figured I would go through my list of stupid comments. Now, I had every intention of making kind of a video with all kinds of stupid comments. But as I was going through those stupid comments, I realized I had so many stupid comments just from my APRS videos. So in true K8MRD fashion, I thought we'd do a stupid comments video about all of these stupid APRS comments. Now, I have to put a disclaimer in here. Usually I make it a point to try very, very hard to keep this channel G-rated. I try my best to not cuss and swear like a sailor like I do in real life, as it is the true nature of ham radio. We don't cuss and swear on the airwaves, and I don't generally cuss and swear on the channel because of that. Now, if you're the kind of person that's offended by words like shit, piss, fuck, cunt, cocksucker, motherfucker, and tits, you probably need to turn this video off. Now that we've got the disclaimer out of the way, let's begin. This first viewer writes, this is Bill Cosgrave, 6232. Am I the only one who sees the flaw in his testing? I'm not a fan or hater of APRS, but I think Mike is becoming one of the sad hams that he frequently talks about. Yes, I am sad. I do YouTube for a living about ham radio. How sad is that? I work for myself. I have my own LLC. I do my own taxes. I get tax write-offs because I'm a business. I do what I want when I want. I don't have to ask a boss permission. I get to travel all over the country multiple times a year. My former company paid for me to move down to Texas, which I now reside in, which is the state that I wanted to live in. I have an awesome new car. I've got awesome radios. I've got awesome friends. I have awesome weather. And I get paid to make videos about ham radio for a living. I am really fucking sad. This guy, Evad, XP7XZ, says, calling a motor facet a hobby worthless is quite an egotistical response that really shows your ignorance. Maybe it's time for you to find a new hobby. Maybe it's time for you to go fuck yourself. This is too much fun. Boss! Oh, wait, I don't have a boss. What's this? Terra Magnus. Crapping on things that give other people joy just to troll for clicks is tacky. It doesn't work for you. So what? There should be a question mark there. Do what makes you happy. Notice all of the poor grammar in all of these, by the way. Do what makes you happy. Your POTA activations look useless to me. Okay, well, tell me that when you find yourself in a situation, like an emergency situation where you don't have power, you don't have cell, and you're not near your ham radio and you need to deploy something out in the field. Tell me how useless that is now, because Parks on the Air is practice for emergency communications. But I want different things out of my hobby than you. That doesn't make either of us a bad person. I never said I was a good person. I want to be very clear about that. But using your platform to crap on other people's joy absolutely is jerk behavior, especially when it's clear desperation move. What does he say? Especially when it's a clear desperation move to drive up cheap channel engagement. Boo. So I've literally never made a video for like cheap, tacky clicks. That's just not my jam. I'm not a clickbait kind of guy. Sure, I've made some that are kind of in that ilk, if you will, like the G106 video. I'm just stating my findings. Maybe the DX Commander mobile antenna, that was a spoof. That was a goof. If you don't catch that was a goof, then you're a moron, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, I try to approach everything that I do in as scientific a manner as possible. So that's what I have to say about that. Oh boy, we got one of these guys. Keep everyone guessing. You're right, Mike. Spotting on APRS is almost as dumb as using a Mac. Here we go with the Windows is better. Mac is better. Shampoo is better. Conditioner is better. Dude, all right, here's the deal. Mac computers are so incredibly powerful. Hang on, I'm getting a spam call here. Screw off. When Apple Silicon first came out with the M1 chip, that blew every single processor out of the water. Like, it totally changed the game. And that's what I use. I use an M1 MacBook Pro for filming and editing and stuff, like right now. And now you see all of these companies trying to catch up to what Apple does, which is historically what happens when Apple does something. The rest of the industry tries to catch up. What did cell phones look like before Apple came out with the iPhone? And then what did cell phones look like before or after the iPhone? Don't believe me. Do your own research. It was a clusterfuck. And then the iPhone came out, and every cell phone in the world tried to copy it. I rest my case. So yes, fuck you. I use a Mac. I use iPhones. This phone right here films most of my videos, and everything that has ever been published on this channel has been touched by a Mac, and I'm happy as fuck for that. All right, this next one, this guy, I've got 2 clips from this guy. This comes from Chris Robinson, KF6NFW. At Ham Radio 2, I am betting if you wanted to actually use APRS, you would find a way to make it work. That's a fair statement. If being the operative word here. Over the period of time I have watched you, though, I have sensed that you have a certain disdain for APRS. No shit. Why, I don't know. So here's the fucking thing, Chris. I state in every single APRS video my point. And my point is, which I'm going to say it again because you aren't listening, every APRS video, not everyone, but damn near, the same phrase gets cited. If you don't have a cell phone signal, you can send a message out with APRS. Do you understand that, Chris? Did that sink in? Okay? Can we move on now? But it sure seems as though you just hate it as much as many hate FT8. I don't really hate FT8. I just find it useless in my scientific testings. That's fine. It just seems you rally and rail against it in a manner that could really hurt APRS right now. That's not good for amateur radio. Okay. APRS, did I hurt your feelings? Show me on the radio where I touched you. We're going to do DPRS with this one, though, because it's an icon. Are you fucking kidding me? You have a big platform and an opportunity to learn and address an issue that several across the country face, including myself. In fact, I am addressing this issue with the APRS Foundation myself instead of sitting by and complaining. The APRS Foundation. Good. Address it. I don't care. Oh, that's fucking good. The APRS I'm addressing this issue with the APRS Foundation. Good. Tell the APRS Foundation to email me, K8MRD@iCloud.com, so I can delete their email. Literally do not give a shit. I don't know all of the situation you face in your location. However, I do know a fair amount. So he knows a fair amount. Just a general fair amount. Good for you, Chris. Where were we? I also know that there are solutions available besides complaining with a megaphone. I don't have a megaphone. This is called a microphone, microphone. And when I'm out in the field, I have a little lavalier mic clipped to my shirt here. I don't have a megaphone. I got a PA system in the other room. That gets pretty loud, but I don't have a megaphone. I don't have a megaphone. I can even whisper. See? You don't have to like APRS. You don't have to use APRS. However, you don't have to shit on APRS either. So I want to be very clear. All I'm doing is checks and balances, okay? A lot of people say APRS is really useful. If you don't have a cell signal, you can send a message out with APRS. All I'm doing is testing that and publishing my findings, and I'm showing all of the steps along the way. That's all I'm doing. And in my findings, I'm finding that statement to be false. Whether or not you like it is another story. You don't have to like my results, but my results are what they are. They're results. APRS does a lot of greatness for a lot of folks daily. It passes a lot of useful data. Really, like what? How fast your car is driving with your GPS location? That's fucking totally useful information. I know that guy's going 70 miles an hour southbound on I-45. That's great. Well, guess what? If I left my house and drove north to Dallas, 167 miles away, you know how many times I'll be heard by an APRS digipeater? Zero. Until I get just outside of Dallas. There is fucking nothing. It is all farmland. There's nothing out there. It is useless. I imagine it would do the same for you if you took a little more time to invest into it. No, not going to happen. Consider building up an infrastructure in your area even. Remember, APRS is not just 2 meters. It also runs on 70 centimeters, which is less effective than 2 meters, I should point out, as well as 30 meters. So quit your complaining and learn to use your tools you have the right way and stop focusing on just an HT. So let's touch on that 30 meters thing for a second, or just HF in general. If I'm in a situation where I need to send an emergency communication out, and I have HF, VHF, UHF, all the band's capabilities, the last thing in the world I am going to do is use APRS for that. I can literally just push the PTT on my microphone and say, hey, this is K8MRD. I need some help. I can bust into a net. I could even go to 14300. Go to the Maritime Mobile Net. Those guys would have a fucking huge hard on for an actual emergency. And guaranteed, there's always someone there. Whether they're there to just police the band and make sure no one uses their frequency, they're fucking there. So I would probably go to 14300 if I were in an emergency and use my microphone. If my microphone was broken, or if I had say I had my QMX, just a digital, I could get on FT8. And in just the first transmit field, I could start typing a message. I could say, help. I could just spam the fuck out of FT8. And eventually someone might come back to me. And just using that first transmission line, I could send a message out. Have I ever done it? No. Is that realistic? Somewhat. But you could do it. You could use JS8 call. Fuck, I know enough CW to send a message out. I probably won't be able to decode what someone else is sending back to me. But I could do like SOS and maybe put my coordinates in. You can get your coordinates from your iPhone, even if you don't have a cell phone signal. It's got GPS. You don't need cell to get GPS. So that's easy. Otherwise, you are the one that is not working. So it's me now. I'm the asshole. I'm the one that's not working. That's fine. In the meantime, I hope to see you on the air, mate. I don't know if I will. I don't think I'll reciprocate that. I enjoy debating with you on more topical things, though. When the fuck have we ever debated? This is just dumb. Let's debate if an end-fed, here's where this is where it just fucking totally goes off the rails. Let's debate if an end-fed half-wave is a true multi-band antenna and why or why not. Not that I really believe that end-fed half-wave are multi-band antennas either, but hey, it's a change of topic to something I can at least understand the argument better. So just because you believe something, you can believe with all your heart, all your might, does not necessarily make it so. Case in point, when I was a child, I was lied to. My parents told me that Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny were real. And you know what? I believed it. I believed it with all my heart that Santa Claus came down my non-existent chimney in my house in Florida and filled the Christmas tree with presents. I believed it. Doesn't make it so. And you not believing an end-fed half-wave is a multi-band antenna is just stupid. And I can't believe I have to do this. but by the power of Christ compels me, I am going to make you a believer in Jesus' name right now, son. So here is my 7610 connected to an 80 meter end-fed half-wave made by 10 tennas. I promise you the internal tuner is turned off, and I am not using any external tuner. There are no tuners involved in this demonstration whatsoever. Let's go. Here's 80 meters. Let's watch the SWR there. 1.5, 1.6 to 1 on 80. Let's go to 40. No tuner. Look at that. 1.1, 1.0 to 1 SWR. Let's go to 30. Shouldn't be resonant here, but holy fuck. I need to put it in CW first. Look at that. 3 to 1. Okay, now here I can use my tuner. I'm going to engage my tuner. Now the tuner's on. Look at that. Okay, but even no tuner, 3 to 1. Fuck me. 20 meters, no tuner. There you are. 1.1, 1.2 to 1. Okay. 17 meters. Look at that. No SWR, no tuner, no nothing. 15 meters. 2 to 1 there. Okay. Still don't need to use a tuner. Where were we? Let's go to 12 meters. 1.5 to 1. Again, no tuner. 10 meters. Look at that. A little high. 2.3, 2.4 to 1. Okay. Look at that. Holy shit. An 80 meter end-fed half-wave resonant on all bands 80 through 10. Just like that. No tuner. You really want to debate me more on this, Chris? But fuck, this guy just keeps going. This one I actually pulled from KM4ACK's channel. He says the next video to drop will be K8MRD showing how to set up his eye gate, and he still drove out to the park and couldn't do APRS spotting. That is probably true. Mike isn't dumb. I might disagree with you on that one, Chris. He isn't going to just say APRS is dumb. He's going to go out and set it up and shoot it in a manner that reflects his opinion, though. Do you really think that's what I'm doing? You think I'm shooting a video where I'm literally showing you everything I'm doing? I'm trying it with an HT. I'm trying it with a Yagi. I'm trying it with a J-pole. I'm trying it with a mobile antenna. I'm trying it with higher power. I'm trying every fucking thing I can do. How is that shooting a video that reflects my opinion? My opinion doesn't matter. I've said that many times. My opinion is just that. It's an opinion. What I'm showing, however, is factual. So you're wrong there. I like Mike. I don't believe that. He says, I like Mike, and that is not a shot across the bow at him. It's just a truth I have noticed. I do believe he does live in an area that has significant APRS difficulty. No shit. Much like myself. He has a couple options. Keep bitching about that. We touched on that earlier, which he does well. Well, thank you for the compliment. Or do something about it, which he has done nothing about. I have no interest in putting up more shit at my house to make something go over the internet. I don't give a fuck. Thank you, Jason, for stepping in like a good parent to put a stop to the bitching we are all getting so tired of hearing. Jason kind of is like a parent to me. I call him in times of need, when I need help, when I need advice. And I'm very grateful to call KM4ACK a friend. He's good people. Thank you, Jason, for helping squash this. Mike really is starting to hurt the APRS community at this point. It's science, man. It's results. If that hurts your feelings, toughen up, man. Grow a fucking pair. This would be the same as if any of us with a megaphone repeatedly bashing any of the other modes in a significant manner. And I don't mean just saying FT8 sucks, but I mean actually promoting it over and over and over with flashy lights and banners. Where the fuck do I have flashy lights and banners? I don't own flashy lights, and I don't own banners either. Anyway, in such a manner that Mike has on every YouTube channel, and yelled with a banner that it was pure shit, and demonstrated every time how you can't communicate, you can't rag chew, you can't even type a real message, etc., etc., etc. I know this is Jason's thread and forum here. I know many are cross-reading. Y'all have a nice day, stay civil, and keep the hurricane folks in your thoughts. So here's the thing with your whole, like, what if every YouTuber did this? So I am not the kind of person to just blindly listen to what other people say and believe. And this is my whole life. Case in point, when I was a kid, let's go to this camera. When I was a kid, my mom was cooking on the stove, and I came up to her and she said, "Don't touch the stove, it's hot." So what did I do? I touched the fucking stove and burnt the shit out of my hand because I want to find shit out for myself, okay? I think for myself, I ask questions, and I question authority. I do not blindly fall anyone or anything that is said and believe it to be true. I want to find out for myself. I'm not a fan of unsolicited advice. I don't give a shit what your opinion is. I mean, I'm grateful to people who put stuff in, don't get me wrong, but if somebody says something is crap or is good, either way, like APRS, people say APRS is great. So when I got the FT5D, I had a huge fucking boner because I'm like, sweet, I'm going to get on APRS. And then I started using it and I'm like, well, this doesn't fucking work at all. So now I've done many experiments with APRS. I bought a fucking FTM 500 to put in my FTM 300 to put in my car specifically because it has APRS. And guess what? Using APRS on that radio fucking sucks. Yasu has no fucking clue how to make a good user interface. But I digress. Where were we? Oh, all right. So that's it. So that's all I have to say with you, Chris. And yes, NFET half waves are multiband resonant antennas. You're just fucking wrong. Oh, this one gets me. Fubar89 says, what does this have to do with APRS? You can't reach a station on 2 meters. As a ham, you should know better. Use more power. Use a better Yagi. Use satellites. Use a different location. Use HF, etc. Are you out of your fucking mind? Seriously? I should know better. Okay, so let's put ourselves in an emergency situation. We're up on top of a mountain and a big rock came and fucking crushed our ankle and we can't move, okay? I got an HT, I got a fucking whatever radio you want to pick, you got it. That's what you got. Use more power. Well, maybe the bands suck. I only have a 100-watt radio, or maybe I only have a QRP radio, and I'm on HF, 30 meters, which may or may not be open. So I'm going to take let's just say my ICOM 705 that's already pushing 10 watts. I'm just going to magically make it have more power. Use a better Yagi. So I'm in my emergency. I have to use different equipment in my emergency. I have to get a better antenna, or I have to use a different location. So, all right, guys, we got to stop this emergency and move to a better location because the top of this mountain isn't working. So if we can just pack all our shit up and move to another mountain where we can get into an APRS repeater, and then we'll resume our emergency there. Do you realize how fucking stupid you sound, Fubar? You are Fubar. Fucked up beyond all recognition is this fucking comment. This is probably one that this one got me a lot. I'm going to move my emergency. I'm going to use it better. You got to use the shit you have on hand. That's the whole fucking point in an emergency. Hang on. Let me stop the emergency. I'm going to go down to HRO and pick up one of those Arrow antennas because my tape measure Yagi doesn't work. I'll be back up this mountain here so we can resume our emergency. Fuck me. And then Chips Peking says, well, cherry pick the very worst possible location to prove your point. Repeat this in a moderate location. You might convince a real doubter. Another one. Repeat this in a moderate location. So I tested this at the same fucking location that I do all of my ham radio testing at Huntsville State Park in Huntsville, Texas, at the fucking K8MRD Proving Grounds right next to the screened-in shelter. It's where I do everything. What the fuck about that is cherry-picked? You tell me. Tell me how I cherry-picked the same location that I have been using for the 4 years that I've lived in Texas now. Tell me. So now I'll have to repeat this in a moderate location. So I'm going to have to move my emergency further south, closer to that eye gate, so I can get into it. Completely defeats the purpose of everything I'm trying to do. But Chips peeking, yeah, totally cherry picking. Here's another one. Sassy comment fact. I mean, you know by the name this guy's just a fucking troll, right? Well, you didn't actually debunk it before. You just gave an example of a tree falling in the woods with nobody around to hear it. No shit. The tree falling in the woods is me trying to get an emergency communication out with APRS when I don't have a cell phone signal, and the nobody around to hear it is the no fucking antenna on the other end to hear it. Plain and simple. The difference is that you're making the claim that it didn't make a sound. It didn't make a sound. There's literal audible sounds that come back when you hit an eye gate. That's literally a thing. You're basically a moon hoax flat earther. That's fucking deep, man. That one cut me deep. You cherry pick the evidence that agrees with your theory, but ignore the evidence that opposes it. That's the great thing about the scientific method. We observe things, we formulate a hypothesis, we test these things, we gather our results, and we publish our findings for peer review. Which is that's kind of all I'm doing. Like, and I pick on ACK all the time because we're friends and he fucking loves APRS. It's awesome. We go back and forth on it. It's fucking amazing. But him and Jason and Josh and Ham Radio Dude and like all of these guys are saying this, reverberating the same thing, which I'll say again. If you can't get a cell phone signal, you can send a message with APRS. That's the whole fucking thing. It's that fucking simple. And so many of you people just aren't hearing what I'm saying. So they've formulated their hypothesis. They've made their observations. They've published their findings. And I'm peer reviewing it and publishing my findings. And those findings don't line up. We get different results. That's science. I ain't cherry picking shit. I don't fucking care enough about it to cherry pick. I really don't. I'm just a guy that loves ham radio and loves experimenting and loves questioning things. And I find out for myself why. That's all it is, Sassy Comment Factory. And that's a stupid fucking name, by the way. So now, here we are. Bill Cosgrave, 6232. Am I the only one who sees a flaw in his testing? I'm not a fan or hater of APRS, but I think Mike is becoming one of the sad hams that he frequently talks about. So first off, what is the flaw in my testing? You failed to illustrate what the failures were because I showed everything in my videos. Why don't you provide some constructive criticism and tell me? Peer review my shit. Do it. But here's the other thing. I think Mike is becoming one of the sad hams that he frequently talks about. So going back to earlier, when I said that I'm not the kind of guy that just believes something because it's said over and over and over again. I'm not. I'm the first guy. I'll be the first guy to call bullshit on it. Why do you think I'm not religious? I'm atheist as fuck. But I'm not going to get into that. The whole sad hams thing. Like, we know that anyone who says sad hams watches Not a Rubicon. The problem is that by using the term sad ham, all you're really doing is showing that you're one of the sheeple. You're not a leader. You're not creative. You're not inventive. You are a follower. And you are a follower of a channel that is purely shtick. That is all Not a Rubicon's channel is. It's shtick. It's a joke. And he does a fucking great job at it. And he's created a huge channel. And I wish him all the best. I got nothing bad to say about the guy. But that's just fact. It's shtick. And there's so many sheeple out there, like Bill Cosgrave, that just blindly follow a term that a guy coined. Don't be a sheeple. Think for yourself and question authority. Let me say that again. Think for yourself, question authority. My Tool fans out there will know what that means. Here's another sheeple. KC8TYK86 swear he was going to have a heart attack at the end when he was huffing and puffing. APRS works, but it's only as good as the foundation you have. Don't be a sad ham. Don't be a fucking sheeple. My God, we've got enough of those videos to watch on YouTube. And we have enough dipshits like you that just are followers with the whole sad ham movement. It makes me sad. It really does make me a sad ham to see there's so many fucking sheeple out there who can't think for themselves. I'm really sad. And if that makes me a sad ham, then I'm the saddest fucking ham in the world, and I'm proud of it. don't care. But just think for yourself. And finally, we're going to leave this on a happy note. This guy gets me. Ruck Productions 35, you're fucking awesome, dude. He says, dude, I love your attitude with a smiley emoji there. It's like, screw all you nerds, this crap doesn't work. Real world application and results are all that matter, not theoretical crap that doesn't actually work. Thank you, Ruck Productions. I couldn't have said it better myself. Fuck all you nerds. This crap doesn't work. The only thing that matters is real world applications and real world results. That's all I've ever done. That's all I've ever shown. That's all I've ever talked about. But holy fuck, does it get a lot of people's panties in a bind. My God. And it exposes the sheeple. So that's kind of funny. But anyway, that's all I got. This rant is over. I had a lot of fun. I hope you had a great field day. I hope you fucking hate me even more for just doing shit on APRS. I think it's funny. But don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons on your way out the door. My name is Mike, K8MRD. Thanks for watching Ham Radio Tube. We'll see you next time. 73.